When discussing trading, we often talk about the happy path of trading with a prop firm. Like the fact that you could spend a few $100s to take a trading challenge through Take Profit Trader, and in a couple of weeks, you could be making thousands of dollars. Now that's just real talk, but that's the happy path of using a prop firm. Unfortunately, there is another side of using a prop firm that needs to be discussed. And this dark side of prop firm trading is how it entices the average retail trader into becoming a gambler instead of a trader. It's gambling that keeps most traders from being able to pass a prop firm challenge. It all comes back to gambling instead of trading. Lack of good risk management is a trading dream killer. And that is exactly why I created Finally Funded, a guide that can help struggling retail traders get over the hump and finally pass that funded challenge. So if you need a little help to finally pass your challenge, just comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send that right over to you. So today we're going to talk about how to avoid the prop firm gambling trap. Let's go deeper. Okay guys, let's jump right in. So I want to make a quick correlation between the average, retail trader who's trading their own money and a prop firm trader who's going through, trading prop firm money, because the difference that happens there is the whole key to prop firm trading. So like, what I mean by that is this: the average retail trader is going to start with about 1K, right? You're going to start about 1K to 5K, right? If they were trading their own money. So the regular retail trader, right, who's getting into the ES futures game. Now, most people come in with either 1K or 5K, somewhere in there, right? And coming in with that, what are they saying? Most people are saying, hey, if I can just, double this, end up with 2K, man, I'd be super happy. If I could turn my 5K into 10K, double that, I'd be super happy. 100% increase. This is what the average retail trader, if they could do this, they'd be happy, right? But let's just say, so the retail trader, though, they know they only have 5K, right? Only got 5K to work with. So, and usually, if they have any sort of decent risk management, you're not going to risk more than, let's say, 2%, right? Most people are going to risk 1 to 2%. When you're trading your own money, you typically ain't going, past 1 to 2%. That's what most people will do. Let's make it pink for risk. They're going to risk 1 to 2%. All right. Now, in that 1 to 2% is, let's go over to the calculator, 5,000 times 2%, man, we look at $100, right? So most retail traders who are trading their own capital is saying, hey, we're going to trade 2%. We got a 5K account. We're going to trade at 2%. Hey, I'm willing to lose $100 a trade, right? I'm willing to lose $100 a trade. That's it. That's what I'm willing to lose. And if you can make 2%, right, that's a pretty good day. 2% in one day, of your 5K. Most retail traders will be happy making 2% a day, right? I mean, come on, that's 60% a month, right? On your 5K. That's good money, right? So if we just go back here and say, all right, I started with 5K and I made 60% of that in 1 month. You made $3,000. Any other time, that will be awesome, right? Any other time, that would be great. This is what the average retail trader is doing. If you have any type of discipline, you're only risking 1 to 2%, right? And so any other time, that's great. But let's talk about what happens though, because this is what a normal trader would do, trading their own money. But for some reason, once we decide to go to a prop firm, so let's say we come over here to Take Profit Trader, all right? I personally like 100K accounts, all right? So a lot of people make this mistake. When you get into that prop firm and you've been working with 5K, but now you can sign up with a prop firm and be managing in your head, you're managing 100K. That changes things. All right. All of a sudden, hey, I need to make 10 grand a day. All of a sudden, I need to make 50 grand a day. All of a sudden, that 2% just isn't good enough. That 6% in a month, you ain't even thinking about that. You're thinking about how can I make 20,000 a day, right? And most people go wrong right here, right out the gate, right from the beginning. Instead of keeping those same risk management rules you had when you were trading your own 5K account, now all of a sudden, because you have a 100K account, you're thinking, oh, it's time to make 20 grand a day. And let me show you why that's a recipe for disaster. So you got this 100K, right? Wrong. Wrong. And this is where people go wrong. See, when you're in the prop firm challenge, you don't have a 100K account. You have $3,000. All right. That's what you have. That's what you actually have. When you're taking this challenge, if you lose $3,000, the challenge is over. All right. You have failed. All right. So most people thinking they have a 100K account or a 50K account or a 25K account, and they start to trade based on those numbers. No, 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 no. You don't have that. You actually have $3,000. All right. So with that being said, this is a key problem right here. And we covered this in the free guide, Finally Funded. All right. So many people have downloaded the guide at this point. I'm amazed at, well, I'm not amazed because I know it's good information, but I'm more happy of the response that I'm getting and the results that's coming in. So, hey, if you need to help pass in a challenge like with Take Profit Trader, comment below, give me the guide. I'll send that right over to you. But let me tell you guys, let's get into the trap, right? This is just, you don't have to fall into this, but it's a mental, because you have so much buying power now, but you don't. Let me tell you what the 100K gets you into the overnight game. It gets you to be able to trade, the electronic trading hours, right? You're not just stuck in the regular trading hours, okay? So when you go through a prop firm, that's where they help you out at. Getting this 25K, 50K, 100K allows you to trade now, 23 hours a day. That's where this number plays into your trading. This is the benefit of going with a prop firm, because now you can trade all day, every day, except for the 1 hour that the ES futures is closed, right? So that's where the 100K helps you. It don't help you nowhere else, all right? So get that out your mind. You do not have 100K. You are working with 3,000. But let's get to the trap. What people don't understand, the whole trap, the whole gambling trap of prop firm trading, I may call it the dark side, right, of prop firm trading, is this. Right here. This right here, folks, is the killer. People don't realize it. The whole killer, the whole trap is that they offer you 12 contracts, okay? And if you read this free playbook right here, you can hear this from the horse's mouth, that what people don't understand is part of the test is, can you be disciplined enough to not use all 12 contracts, or even 10, or even 8, or even 5, or maybe even 3 on this 100K account, all right? That's the trap, people. Not that prop firms are trying to take advantage of you. Not that prop firms are out to get, resets every day. Not that prop firms are out to just take money and they don't really care whether you make money or not. It all depends on the prop firm. And that's all, that could all be, it all depends on the prop firm and the management and everything. But number one, nobody's making you sign up with a prop firm, okay? Nobody forced you to join. Nobody, you're a grown person. So don't get into a prop firm and start blowing accounts and blame the prop firm. They offered you an opportunity to get a bag, right? Don't gamble away the bag. You didn't have to gamble away the bag, right? So I be hearing people, the dark side of prop firm trading, is really the dark side of you. It ain't got nothing to do with it ain't got nothing to do with the prop firm. You do not have to use all 12 contracts. You don't have to use 10. You ain't got to use 5, right? If you don't have, you only got $3,000. You only have $3,000. You don't have 100K. You got 3,000. So if you're going 12 contracts at one point, $50 times 12 is $600. That's 1 point. If that thing go against you 10 points, it's over, right? So the dark side is that they dangle these contracts in front of you, but you ain't got to. You don't have to take the bait. But like I said, if you just read the book, they're not trying to hide it. And that's why I like Take Profit Trader. They keeps it 100. They tell you right in here, we're dangling these 12 contracts to see who's going to be disciplined, to see who's going to be a real trader and not a gambler. So we got us a nice little tight range working here, and we've actually already had 2 legs up as far as price action goes. Trend up, trend break, retest a new high. So we would expect that this market cycle here is over. So we're expecting a reversal. This makes perfect sense to us that we've come up here and, you know, we found some sale pressure, we found some supply. So if we can get a nice entry off of the top or the bottom, because right now we're in a small range, but I really want to take the tops because I'm thinking we're going to break lower eventually. So we'll see. All right, here we go. Pushing back up again. We're already pushed off, came back down again. See the stem? I mean, see the rejection. There's some sale pressure in this area.
Order submitted.
Now, if we get the high, push down lower high. Now, they just trapped everybody who, you know. All right. Who got buy stops here? We're actually just eating these sell stops right now. Bam. All right. Changes things. But I also see from the bottom of this range, I see a trend up, trend break, bam, retest a new high. So this miniature market cycle right here may be over. But we've had a break out the top of the range. So you switch your mindset here from range fade to breakout pullback. But I want to see if this is going to fail. I mean, if we come back super strong back in this range, this could just be a failed breakout before we go all the way to the other side and really get to trucking. This is a push up, first entry push up. This is a second entry short, I'll be honest. See if we get the matching top here. If we get the matching top on this second entry short, if I enter right here at 38.50, 2-point stop. So 41.75, I need to enter at 39.75. Would be ideal right there. There we go. All right, that looks like a breakout pullback. Unfortunately, it didn't come down and touch the EMA before it just boomed. So we'll see. Hey, right now, our range is broken. I definitely want to see one more test come back. All right, this big candle here is clearly a test candle. Whoa. All right, so we're testing. If the breakout is going to continue, you should see exactly what's happening. Look at that rejection right off of the price. Now let's see if we break higher. If we break higher, this trend is going to continue. If we come back in this range, probably not. So I'm currently looking for two things. I'm looking if we break higher, you go with your buy. If we come back in this range and make like a high, lower high, you sell. So we have to see, we got to wait, we got to react. I'm not trying to predict. I'm trying to analyze and react after the fact, right now this breakout has high chance of failing. Bam. This thing closes back in this range. That'll change things. Boom. Now, I need this one to try to come out, but stall. And then we would have a high push down, lower high. Then the next candle down will be our signal candle to continue. And we expect to come to the bottom here. Oof, gave it to us all in one. That's pretty nice. We got a green. Actually, I wanted a little bit higher green. Stall up here. I like the stem it left. See the rejection. But it paused right where we thought. If we get the push down, this is a high push down, lower high right off the 21 EMA. We'll put our stop right here at 39.75. See if it triggers.
Order filled.
It's a high, lower high breakout trade. Our target is the other side of this range. I like what I'm seeing so far, but we got to the midpoint where we could bounce. So I'm being extra careful here. Probably moving in too soon. Push through it, push through it, push through it, it won't matter. Push through it, it won't matter. Push through it, it won't matter. I'll take that close. We definitely need another falling hammer here. Push down, close through the midpoint. Close through the midpoint. Push, push. Bust through it, bust through it, bust through it. Push through it, push through it. Closing your low, closing your low, closing your low, closing your low, closing your low. Oh, we got to take that one. Oh, we got to take that and be grateful.
Stop filled.
That's how the cookie crumbles, you know. Good trade, good setup. Just we couldn't get through this midline of the range, which is exactly why you don't enter. This is why you don't enter in the center of the range. If you had went short right here, boom, easy loss, right? So you want to enter off the extremes here. If you enter off this extreme, you win. You enter off this extreme, you win. You know, this extreme here, it actually was a win. I wish I had just went here. I would have bagged some money, but again, you know, you enter off of the extremes. To put my stop at 39, we're talking 4 points now. It just left me. It's leaving me. It's leaving me. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Sometimes that happens like that, especially in a range. It just come back. Now, if I had just stayed, probably where did I originally have my stop back here, then we'd be good. But you know, hindsight's 2020. I'm okay with it. It was a good setup. It was a good trade. No, wait a minute. I entered here. There was no way to. Yeah, I'm tripping. Oh no. I take that back. Yeah, I entered here, so my stop was at. I had put my stop above here. So yeah, if I hadn't moved in, it would have been okay. But I didn't. This was a small range. I had a feeling it could bounce here, which it did. Hey, it could have kept going. So I'm okay with it. You live with that one. You know, a break even is still a win. Small, I understand, but better than the alternative, right? So that's that. That was this one. So that's the trap. The trap has nothing to do with, prop firms trying to take advantage of traders. No, the trap is that they're searching for disciplined traders. They are offering this opportunity to disciplined traders to get the bag. It's up to you as the trader to not gamble away the bag. All right. And also, if you look at that, if you realize, hey, I only got $3,000, let's go back and do that same math. So here it is right here. So if you only got $3,000 you're working with times 2% a trade, you can lose $60 per trade. So what does that tell you right out the gate? Right out the gate, that tells you that you probably, even with a 100K account, can't trade a full mini contract. You probably need to go to micros if you're going to stick to this $60 2% deal, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Guess what? If you did that, you wouldn't be blowing accounts out every other day, right? So if I can only lose $60 a trade, that means, let's just do it this way. I could lose $60 divided by $5 a contract on micros, which means I could set a stop loss of 12. Hey, most of my entries, I can easily pass with three points. So you can risk 12 points if you was at micros, but how many points could you risk? How many points could you risk if you were, you had $60 and you was at a full mini, divided by 50, you could risk 1.2, probably 1.25 points. You're not going to win too many trades. All right. You're going to be blowing it out. That's not enough cushion. But what I'm saying is most people get in this game and they think they get those 12 contracts and they say, hey, I'm going to trade 5 times 50. All right. Shoot. See, I'm going to trade 5 times 50. I'm going to trade 5 contracts at $50 a contract. That's $250 and I'm going to risk 3 points. Man, that's $750. You only have $3,000 you're working with, right? Times 5 points. It goes against you 5 points, account blown, all right? Can you guys see the trap? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The trap is right here. The trap is about how many contracts you as a trader decide to use. So listen, prop firm trading is awesome. It's a great way for it's a great way for a trader to get the capital you need, right, to stay in the market. And it's awesome because it's not your capital, but understand the game, right? When you were trading your own money, you might have had 1,000, you might have 5,000, you might have 10,000. Hey, when you sign up with a 100K account, you actually only have 3,000. It seems like you got 100, you don't, all right? You're only working with, let me say it that way. You're only working with 3,000 and you would lose the challenge. Therein lies the trap. They want to see who's going to be disciplined. They want to see who's not. You know what I'm saying? If you discipline, you will pass that challenge eventually. Even if you're having to do minis, it would be much better to take 30 days to pass the challenge than to blow 10 accounts in 1 month trying to pass in 2 days. It's just better, all right? It's just better. I've said it a couple times in the video. I want to say it again. Do not gamble away the bag, all right? Prop firm trading is giving you the opportunity to truly make money, to secure the bag, and to secure it and keep securing it. Not just one big hit. See, that's what's going to happen. Even if you get lucky, right? You go 5 contracts, 10 contracts, you get lucky, you get funded, you win a couple trades in a row, you get funded. It doesn't matter if you don't keep the funded account, right? It doesn't matter if once you get funded, then you try that same strategy, but this time you lose, you lose $3,000 and you still don't even get a payout. You still didn't even make it to a payout, but you was funded. It's all because your risk is too high. You're trading too many contracts, but you can drop down the minis, risk 2%, have a huge 12-point stop, which is more than enough for most trades, and make the money. Here's the deal though. All you have to do is do that on your first trade into the market. If it goes in your favor, scale in, scale in, scale in. Just keep adding on, but avoid the trap of going too heavy. All right, we back in it again, getting it another go. Hopefully we plan to break out the bottom. We could break out the bottom of this range. I could see us trucking. See if we can get it. Push. I'll take that. Push down. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Moment of truth. Can we break the low? Gotta get out of risk. We're at the low. All right, now we're looking for the breakout and just truck. Hopefully, maybe we can get a breakout pullback though. Here we go. We break lower than here. We break lower than here. Right here, we in business. We want to stay out of the range. Close, close, close on your low. Push down. There we go. Hey, we should be good. We should be cooking. We should be cooking from here. Push down, push down, push down. Push, 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 push. Got to lock in. Now we in good shape. Oh yeah, we looking good. Looking good, folks. Keep pushing on down here. Take it. Lock in this 800 out a day, any day. Hey, I lock in that any day. Ooh.
Stop.
Good trade. Good trade. Good trade. But as you saw, if I had when I entered here, if I had just stayed back and did nothing. If I had just stayed back and did nothing. So I'm glad I re-entered again and made some money, quick $700. But if I had stayed back and did nothing, I would have caught this whole drop. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this one. And again, if you need help to pass that prop firm challenge, comment below, give me the guide. I will send you Finally Funded. It will surely help you avoid the prop firm gambling trap. All right, so until next time, my name is JD, and as always, I wish you increase on the Sutton. Bye-bye.